Do you ever look around and think, gosh, I wish I was born with the selling gene, right? Yes, you sign clients, but not as consistently or predictably as you want. You know you've been called to serve people with your God given talents and gifts, but you lack full confidence when it comes to selling. Maybe just the utterance of the word sales triggers something deep inside you, right? You know you have a block. The word sales may even conjure up for you images of that smarmy, greasy-haired car salesman who is greedy and selfish and manipulative. He's a bully and he's gross. Now, listen, if that comes up for you, that's okay. But hear me. As a woman, especially a woman of Christ, you were made, you were created to excel at sales. Absolutely. You heard me right. In this video, I'm going to impart 3 mindset shifts that you need to embrace so that it sets you up to master sales. Now, before we dive in case you missed it, this is the 4th video in our April series called Scale to a Half Million Working Just 4 Days a Week. Now, you don't want to miss any of these videos. And here's a quick rundown of what I trained on. In week 1, I broke down a 10-minute exercise that saved one multi-six-figure business nearly $30,000. You implement this same exercise and see how much money you save, and be sure to come back and tell me. All right, week 2's video. In there, I shared 2 powerful ways for you to skyrocket your visibility. We're talking about leveraging time to get you in front of hundreds of empowered prospects ready to buy. And hint, hint, social has nothing to do with it. And last week, in our 3rd week's video, I laid out my step-by-step for you to implement a 4-day work week. These are the non-negotiable CEO essentials that are going to allow you to work just 6 hours a day and 4 days a week. That is a most powerful training you have got to see. So if you missed any of these prior trainings and you want to be sure to get the links to all of them, comment April below and we'll be sure to send those links to you. Now today we're wrapping up our April series, and this time we're focused on this key CEO skill of sales. And what I need to make sure you hear, because some people disagree with me and they're wrong, this skill of sales cannot be outsourced unless and until you, as the CEO, master it. All right. You need to know sales so that your business will flourish no matter what. Now, let's dive in. A lack of confidence around selling. What it really comes down to is a negative mindset around sales, which stems from a skewed understanding of what sales really is. Now, I went deep into a related topic called Business is a God Idea, and that's going to pop up somewhere here. So I encourage you to watch that video because that's going to give you a right perspective that's going to be very helpful when it comes to sales. And I also did a training recently on how to 3x your sales conversions, and that would be another great video to watch. So those trainings popped up around here. Make sure you watch them. But for this video, I want to focus on key mindset shifts to go from feeling awkward and salesy to feeling confident, so you can close at 70, 80%, maybe even 90%, and have your clients actually thank you for showing up powerfully as you sell. And so if that's the experience you would love to have around sales, be sure to hit that like button to let me know. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, hello, my name is Judy Weber. I'm a Kingdom Disruptor with more than 3 decades of real-world business experience, helping Christian women scale businesses that literally change the world. So if you love Jesus Christ and you are committed to attaining 6- and 7-figure impact in your service-based business, be sure to subscribe for our twice-weekly video drops, where I'm going to show you how to leverage your marketing for predictable sales, how to lead and manage a revenue-generating team, and how to reclaim hours of your time back each and every week. All right, let's dive into today's video and these all-important mindset shifts. So, mindset shift number 1, embrace the fact that you couldn't be salesy if you tried. So, many women worry about coming off as salesy and pushy. And, oh gosh, am I going to look selfish, right? But when you get right down to it, you know you're not salesy. You know you don't want to be pushy, but what you're worried about is what others might think. Ooh, I wonder if the person on the other end of this phone or the person on the other end of this DM is going to think I'm being salesy, right? And when that concern is in the back of your mind, it shows up as a lack of confidence, and that will definitely negatively impact your sales and your close rate. So what that means is if you're on 10 sales calls, but you're constantly worried about not wanting to be pushy, seem pushy, or be salesy, you might only close 5 or even less, maybe 2 or 3. So obviously, this is something you have got to clean up. Because look, here's the deal. You know your heart is not me, me, me. You're not that slimy, sleazy car salesman, right? You are not about, let's just get the sale and let's just get rich, right? And the heck with your clients. No, no, no. Your heart is caring. It is innately others focused. You want to help people, right? It's not just about getting another sale for you. So what I encourage you to do is to create a pre-sale protocol, a pre-sales call protocol, where you go to the Lord in prayer and you might say something like this: Lord God, you know my heart. It is a heart of service. It is others focused. Lord, clear my mind of any of the enemy's lies so that I can be fully present on this call. Help me, Lord, to ask relevant questions and to listen attentively so that I can serve my prospective client, whether she buys or not. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. So we're talking about clearing your mind of the lies, i.e., limiting beliefs, so that you can come to the call feeling comfortable and confident and excited to have a value-packed conversation. And what you need to know, this is very important, no script, no sales strategy is going to overcome a negative mindset around sales, right? So you have got, like I said, you've got to clean this up. You can't just rotely repeat a script while you're having this mind junk, these lies in your brain, and have a positive outcome. It's impossible. So know your own heart. And in case you never heard this before, you need to embrace this as well, this truth. Sales is noble because sales is service. So be fully present, be confident, and be genuinely excited for that conversation, right? That needs to be your focus for high converting sales calls. All right, that brings us to mindset shift number 2. Turn scary into fun. It's just a perspective shift, okay? Turn scary into fun. Sales calls, sales conversations, they do feel scary when you think, oh my gosh, I got to get this sale. Like I need money, you know? Have you ever heard that? Have you ever thought that? Everybody has. Depend if you've ever been in business for any really period, any amount of time, you have experienced this. And it just never works. You're putting too much pressure on yourself. You're assuming it's a win or lose proposition. If they say yes, I win. If they say no, not now, I lose. That's not right. That's not the case. This do or die mentality is negatively impacting your sales. Now, it is not uncommon to experience butterflies in your stomach on your first or in many sales calls, maybe forever to some degree, right? That is just what happens as human beings. But did you know that anxiety and excitement feel the same in our bodies? So it's really about how we perceive those feelings, how you define them. So here, I'm asking you to assume the best in yourself. Yes, you may feel the butterflies before your next call. But when you feel that, tell yourself, okay, I feel them, but nothing's gone wrong. In fact, acknowledge this. Feeling butterflies is a good thing because it proves that you care. It proves that you want to serve. You're there to serve. You're there to listen. And ultimately, you are there to invite the other person to their life or business transformation that they have been praying for. What a blessing this sales conversation is. And so that shift from scary to fun is about intentionally understanding from the negative to the positive. There's nothing negative about it. There's nothing scary about it. This is fun. And that shift happens with your thought. It's really that simple. And here's great news too. While emotions can feel out of control, right? You can impact how you feel by simply being intentional about what you think about, right? Decide ahead of time, when I feel butterflies, I'm going to think, praise you, Lord. You're preparing me to serve well on the call. I can't wait to get to know this other person better and show them what's possible by working with me, right? You've decided to think, I'm excited. It's going to be so good. right? That's very different than the thought of, oh my gosh, I need this sale. Oh my goodness, I wonder if I don't want to be pushy. And the more you think in these negative terms, you're going to like reaffirm this negative pattern over and over. That's going to make this initial feeling of fear and doubt. It's going to advance to feelings of dread, and that is surely going to end badly. So instead, plant the seed where you choose to think sales is fun. Sales is fun. It so is. Do you feel my energy as I'm even saying this, right? So I encourage you to start to look for proof of how that could be true. Say to yourself, choose to believe, to think sales is fun. And then, ooh, how could that be? Because when you do that, you're going to begin to nurture a new belief and perspective. And that is sure to end in a win-win all around. So approach sales conversations with genuine excitement at the opportunity. This is an opportunity. You don't have to, you get to. An opportunity to meet and get to know people. That excitement, that genuine excitement, will be palpable by the other person on the phone or on the other end of that Zoom. And it's going to open them up to really engage with you and be honest with you. And that's going to ensure that the call will be high value time spent for both you and the other person. So, one more thought here. Remember this: you are an expert. You love what you do. You help people get results and you enjoy doing that. So, focused on that as you're on sales calls, and your energy will be contagious, and your confidence and your certainty as to how you can help people will be palpable, and they will trust you. That would encourage and foster trust. Oh my goodness, do you see how important it is to get your mind right as it relates to sales? Now, one thing that might help you here is to picture, when have you had a great buying experience, a very positive experience when you were the buyer, right? Picture that. Journal about that. Think back. What made it feel good? What made it positive? What made it a truly great experience? Write that down, review it, and then reverse engineer that for yourself, right? On the call, you are that leader. You are that salesperson that just made everything feel so good, right? And that means that you, as the leader of that call, you have the power to make the call fun, exciting, and a positive experience for everybody there. So I want you to picture that. And I want you to think on that. And let that intention calm you down, clear your mind, so that you can serve the other person at the very highest level. Now, if you have had a great sales experience, either as a salesperson or as a buyer, I would love for you to comment below. Sales can be fun. And I would love to hear about that as well. All right, we're already at mindset shift number 3. And here it is. People want what I have to offer. It's true. People want what you have to offer. Now, not just people in general, but your people. What does that mean, Jude? Your people, your best client, your dream client. These are the people that God created you and you alone to work with. And those are the people that He has already set apart. So what I find is many times we're feeling awkward or uncomfortable or salesy because we're worried that the other person, we're thinking, ooh, maybe they don't want to hear from me, or maybe they're going to find me annoying, or maybe they think we're bothering them. And this is really on the DM side, or maybe both on the DM side or the sales call itself. Maybe you're concerned that they'll say like, ooh, they'll think I'm pushing something on them that they don't want. None of that is good. Throw it out. Okay. Here's the truth. Your people, your best client, not only wants what you got, but they have been praying for a way to fix the problem. They desperately want to find a solution, and not just any solution, but the solution you provide. In fact, your solution is exactly what they've been looking for. Your solution is their answer to prayer. Think about that. Wouldn't that motivate you to get on that call with such confidence, with such readiness and such excitement, right? That's what I want for you. And so your job on the call is to show your best client, who you're talking to, what your solution is and how it can help them solve their problem in a super simple and doable way. The key here is to know who your people are, right? To know the characteristics of that best client so that when you're talking to them, you're able to determine whether they are in fact a best client. So here, and I go into this deep inside my work with my clients, but here, questions like, who are my best clients? Who are they that come and get great results? What are they thinking when they come in? What do they want? What do they believe? And what personality traits and other characteristics make them my best client? Okay, there you have it. 3 mindset shifts to unlock more sales for you with ease and always in 100% integrity. But you know what? I always over deliver. That's just how I roll. So let's not stop there. I've got 2 bonus shifts for you. So keep watching. But first, if you want to implement a marketing and sales system that is so potent and effective that it literally shrinks the buying cycle to just days, possibly even without a sales call, I want to encourage you to grab my completely free Sign More Dream Clients mini course. In just 20 minutes, you're going to discover the 3 lies that conventional marketing gurus have told us, and that unfortunately too many of us have believed. And these lies are keeping you on the content creation hamster wheel, on the live launching to exhaustion, and they've kept you overworking. Now, I'm going to reveal what those 3 lies are inside the mini course. And also, I'm going to reveal to you my Peaceful Profits framework. These are 4 simple steps for you to install a leveraged marketing system to get you in front of hundreds, maybe thousands of those right fit, empowered prospects ready to buy. And you do it with one 30-minute activity. And then peacefully enrolling true dream clients on the regular. Again, this is my free Sign More Dream Clients mini course, and you can grab it in the description below, or you can also comment clients and we'll drop the link for you. Now, as you're waiting for that link to the training to hit your inbox, be sure to leave your biggest takeaway so far from today's training in the comments. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up as well. And if you are a highly driven Christian woman committed to changing the world with her service-based business, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell, and share this with other sisters in Christ who need to hear these mindset shifts so they can up-level their sales skills as well. All right, mindset shift number 4, show up to serve. And I know we talked about this, but it bears emphasis. We women are wired to serve. We want to help people. We're heart-centered, and that's just how we're wired by God. So when we focus on sales as service, when we focus on selling, i.e. signing a client and working with them, that is service to the uttermost, some great things naturally flow from that. First, we ask more questions, right? Those questions that we ask, we're not worried about confining ourselves to a script or concerned about what the next question is going to be. We actively listen. We're serving. So we're asking great, relevant questions, which allow us to learn more about the other person as we seek to understand their needs and what really is best for them. Also, when we show up to sales conversations to serve, we end up simplifying things. Because we're serving, we don't want to overwhelm them with too many options. So we make a diagnosis on what they need, right? We want to make sure that the offer that we present to them really fits their needs, right? So people can sense your genuine desire to want to help them, to serve them, and not just make a buck. This is why I have women thank me for the way I do sales, for the way I show up for them, the way I lead the conversation, the questions I ask, make clear that my focus and my sincere caring is what it's all about. It brings about a genuine connection. They feel safe and known. They know I care. All right, the final shift to make so that you can peacefully and consistently sign more clients in 2025 comes down to this: your identity. Your identity. Now, how do you identify? That's a good question, right? Do you identify as an expert, as a content creator, as a business owner, entrepreneur, or CEO? Do you identify as a mom or a grandma? Do you identify as a coach or a consultant, or a real estate agent, or an author, or a leader? Do you identify as a movement maker or a disruptor? Like, how you identify is so important, because the identity you carry will be reflected in how you present yourself and how you take actions at any given time. So you know as well as I do that we women wear so many hats. And so as I just read off the list of possible identities, of course, that's not all of them, but you may have thought, golly gee, I identify as virtually all of them. But one more than another depending on the environment you're in. For example, if you're at an industry conference and your intention in being there is to meet prospective clients or collaborative partners, you will, in that moment, at that time, at that conference, be more likely to identify as a CEO or an expert versus when you're at a neighborhood bunco game at night when you may identify and show up as a friend and neighbor. So, when it comes to sales, specifically those moments when you're in a sales conversation, whether on a sales call or in the DMs, how you show up because of the way you identify at that time makes all the difference as to the outcome and the result of that encounter. Okay. When you identify as not only an expert, but as an authority, an in demand leader in your industry, you will show up confident, calm, and certain. No holding back out of a sense of false humility. Oh, no, no. Instead, you're going to show up strong, you're going to go all in, and you're going to expect to sign a client if during that conversation you determine there's a fit. Like that's just your expectation. It's not pushy. It's just you are sound and sure in your value and how you can help. And so you show up in that way, right? That's how you identify. I am an expert. I am an authority for my people. Okay. So when you show up boldly in your Christ identity, confident in your competence and unapologetic about making the invitation to work with you so the other person experiences the transformation and the results they've been praying for, that is when your sales actually becomes fun, right? And it all comes back to identity. Do you see how holding the identity paves the way for a great conversation? We're talking about a high value conversation for both you and the prospect. And that conversation is going to be 10x more likely to convert to a sale. And it all starts with how you think about yourself, right? I often say success comes as a result of who you believe yourself to be. Okay. Proverbs 23:7. As a man thinketh, so is he. Your identity, what you think about yourself, what you believe about who you are, unlocks everything you're capable of. All the godly desires for your business, more sales, more impact, right? And so I want you to really be mindful of who you're identifying as at any point in time, right? It is very important that you hold yourself in high esteem. And that's not arrogance, that's being grounded and rooted in your Christ identity. Now, last thing I will leave you with is this. Around here, we're not only faith based, we're faith fueled. Because faith based is full of hope, but faith fueled is the miraculous realized. All right. I hope this training unlocks something for you. I hope you've learned that any negative thoughts, any negative beliefs or feelings around sales is rooted in the enemy's lies. So we're going to instead turn and have these mindset shifts based on who God says you are. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.